Oh, g'day, I'm Rod. I've been a Christian for many years. I grew up in the church, but it was only when I was getting into my late 20s before Jesus became Lord of my life, and that changed everything. I've been invited along tonight just to share a bit of testimony about healing that Lord has done for me, and there have been many healings in my life, but yeah, we'll see where this goes, and I hope that you're encouraged. Well, I guess specifically we're talking about the healings tonight that have happened, being involved in the prayer group at Schiller's, and back a few months ago I went to John and Leanne's place on a Monday night. I didn't go intending to have any prayer. I didn't really have any dire needs, I didn't think, but I had been having a bit of trouble with my knee, so as the night went on I thought, oh, perhaps I will do something about it, but I'm not sure if that's exactly what I was thinking or not. I know at some stage Paul said, I think somebody has got a problem with their leg. I'm not sure if he had a word of knowledge and knew that it was me, whether it was before or after I'd said anything about my sore knee, but as it was, I seem to recall that perhaps he said, look, is there somebody that's got a sore knee? And I said, well, actually, no, sore leg. And I said, well, I've had this knee that's giving me a bit of trouble. In my work, I spend a lot of time on my knees in people's bathrooms and on floors, so knees are very important to me. So as soon as I said, yeah, look, I've got trouble with my knee, big smile came over John's face. Right, we're getting you on the chair, we're going to check your legs. And so I thought, well, yeah, fine, okay. So they sat me down and lifted my legs up, and sure enough, I couldn't see any difference, but according to Joel, there was about a centimetre or so difference in the length of my legs, and they prayed for that, and it changed out, yeah. Okay, well, I didn't feel anything at the time, didn't notice anything. Interestingly enough, over the last 20 odd years, I've prayed the same prayer for people numerous times and have seen the Lord just change the length of legs and get them lined up, anything 2 or 3 centimetres at a time. And sometimes, so it's sort of like, dare I say, I'm so conditioned to that being normal, we lose sight of the fact of the miraculous, wonderful working power of God, because it's part of normal. When they were going to be praying for me and said my legs are not right, at no time was I wondering whether the legs would come right or not, because I've seen under my own hands that just happens. But this was the first time I'd ever been prayed for it. I'd always been at the other end of the foot, praying for others, and so that was good. And my experience is that some people feel things, tinglies in their leg and tingles in their hips and tingles in their back, and other people don't feel anything, yet it's still the same result. So it just sort of reminds me that, hey, we're not running on feelings, we're running on reality. Doesn't matter what your problems are, just never give up. Because God, when Jesus was on earth, he healed them all. Every time somebody asked for healing, he healed them. Doesn't mean that he healed everybody that was sick in the world, because he didn't come across them all. But even some of those that he didn't come across, he healed. I've had healings in my life where hands have been laid on me. I've had healings where they haven't been. There have been so many things that God has done for me over the years, and it's such a blessing to be able to pass some of that healing on to others from time to time. But I certainly, the older I get, the more I realise the less I know, and it's a wonderful thing to receive a healing, but it's far more important to know the gospel and know that God is just reaching out to us in our broken humanity and wants us for his own sons and daughters.